Hello, welcome to another YouTube tutorial. This is an image I shot also long ago, but I felt like it would be a good image to use in showing you what I want to show you. And if you look at this image very well, the first time I started shooting, I had only 50 mm. So with my 50 mm, I got this. Sorry, I thought it was, I believe it may be 85 mm I used in shooting this, and I've done everything, but I want to use this particular image for this class. Now there is a new tool in Photoshop that a lot of persons are talking about, which is the whole tool that helps you create a background blur. So I also want to show you how it works, because some persons really don't know how it works, so they just misuse it all the time. Now some persons have used that same tool and the effect is not looking very real. First of all, this is how a depth of field from your camera is supposed to look like. It's supposed to look very real. Take away the edges if possible when the edges are too far from your length. Like, look at this part is somewhere close to the face, while this other part is backward. The shear, the background is blur. This is how it is supposed to be. So first of all, let's duplicate this image. When you duplicate your image, we now go to filter, camera raw, filter. We allow it to load. Now if you look at this segment, if you're using some of the latest Photoshop, I think this started from last year, which is 2013. They now added lens blur inside camera raw. What this lens blur does is, once you click it, it will analyze the image, do its own checking to find where the subject is, where the background is, and it will add a blur automatically to it. Now, it adding a blur to your image doesn't mean it's uneditable. You can still go back and touch it. So let's look at this end here. We have two different options, which is the top and the bottom. So for the top, we have the amount of blur. It has given me a blur already. It has given me, let's check. We are checking out before and after. This is how the image was before I brought it into the software. You will know by this logo becoming blur. This is the amount of blur that has been added before and after. Now this amount of blur works. This amount of blur works, but sometimes when some persons get into this software, they tend to use it anyhow. So around there you have your visual scope to show you the areas that are selected as your subject, the background. The pink areas are these areas here. If you want the pink areas to be focused, you just take this to the pink areas and just keep it like this. The pink areas will be focused. Now we have that same focus that we had when we brought the image in, but the image itself, which is the subject, is losing focus already. So that's not what we want. If you on your visual scope, you should know what you want. I don't want the purple, I don't want that. You just want the yellow to be selected. This is the yellow towards the white, and this is what you're seeing here. So I'm going to move it back to here and turn it back on. So we have this. That's one. Then two, we can either reduce the amount of blur that is adding, the amount of blur, or we are increasing the amount of blur. So a lot of persons are just into every time overdoing everything. This thing I'm doing here, that I think for this image is coming out fine. It's coming out fine even though it's like this, but sometimes it won't be like that. When you bring it to this point, it should be enough. Now this part will help you boost your bokeh. If you have a bokeh in the background, like you shot it in a place where there are a lot of light, that will, if you look at the logo, if I reduce it, this is what you get. But if I increase it, it turns the numbers to little zero. That is how it works. You have some presets here that you can also use. Look at this now for the presets. That is to show you the way it will work with your light. If you have a lot of fine light at the background. So I thought this would be something a lot of persons should know and learn about. That's why I'm talking about it in this video. So let's just increase it for the sake of this video and say okay. So once you do that, you have the opportunity to see your before and your after. You now work with which of them you prefer. Now this thing is added so that you remove a lot of distraction. I like the fact that sometimes it creates that natural bokeh in your background that looks very real. So let me look for another image. Let me look for this image and add this image here and duplicate it, then go back to camera raw filter, because I want to show you how it works for different images. Then I'll just apply it and wait for it to load for us to see. So now it's done loading. As you can see, it has added a little bit of blur there. Let's check out before and after. Before and after, you know by this logo here, it has added a little bit of blur. So let's go back to this and then let's increase it. So when you increase it, tend to see how even the leaves get blurry. Now this is the part where this thing becomes crazy. This is the part where it start looking anyhow. That's why I don't really advise people to increase it too much a lot of times. If you increase it and it works, go ahead, but if it doesn't, just stop. So if I increase this too much, look at the edge of this. A natural blur will not give you this, will not leave this wall and just keep this part like this. It's not possible. So for images like this, it's better you don't even use it. But if you want to use it, just use a little of it. About this level is fine. About that level, about this point is fine. So just use it like this. Is better than sometimes when you over increase it and the person is standing on the ground, you'll be seeing that the blur is coming under the person's leg. To avoid all of that, the best way to use it is not to use it too much. But if you don't have a very good lens to shoot with, this is amazing. This is like something you should try out. Trust me. This is not actually how I shot this image. I added a lot of things to this image to composite this image like this, but I'm actually telling you, if you don't have a good lens, this is something you should try that. So that's it. See you in my next video.